long time. Yeah, been a few weeks. Welcome.
A notably somber-looking Antony Blinken on his 6th visit to Israel in 4 months. The U.S. Secretary of State met with Israel's prime minister and his war cabinet in West Jerusalem to try and advance, yet again, some form of a truce that would release captives in Gaza and also secure a pathway toward winding down Israel's relentless assault there. Washington has come under unprecedented pressure at home and abroad as it grows more isolated in its full-throated support of its ally. Shortly after that meeting, Benjamin Netanyahu publicly rejected Hamas's latest proposal for a 4.5-month ceasefire.
I would like to emphasize again that there is no solution other than total victory. If Hamas survives in Gaza, it is only a matter of time until the next massacre and the axis of evil of Iran and its proxies will continue its campaign of killing and aggression without interruption. Only a total victory will allow us to restore security in Israel.
But any kind of victory has thus far remained elusive, with 27,000 Palestinians dead and scores more left homeless. Hamas had proposed a 3-stage ceasefire plan. Each stage would have lasted 45 days. In the first phase, the group wanted Palestinian prisoners to be released, including women and children, in exchange for all Israeli women, the elderly, and minors it's holding captive, as well as the complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza. The second stage would have seen the release of the remaining male hostages and the reconstruction of hospitals and refugee camps in Gaza. Hamas also planned for indirect talks with Israel to end its military operations. In the third stage, the group had requested the bodies of Palestinians be returned to their families. Through every phase, an increase of food and medical aid would have been expected.
This was done after intensive consultations with the political leadership of the Palestinian movement at home and abroad, as well as consultations with our partners in the Palestinian forces and factions.
Blinken says the proposal has some substance the U.S. can work with.
What I can tell you about these discussions is that while there are some clear non-starters in Hamas's response, we do think it creates space for agreement to be reached. And we will work at that relentlessly until we get there.
On the ground in southern Gaza, the mood was anything but hopeful.
Every visit from Blinken, instead of calming things down, it will make just things worse. We get more strikes, we get more bombing. And the US is the main participant and the head of the war against the Palestinian people.
Israel has now stepped up its attacks on Rafah along Gaza's border with Egypt, an area more than 1 million Palestinians have been squeezed into after they fled the rest of the Strip.
We were entertaining the children. Then rockets fell at the entrance to the camp that we are in. The shrapnel was propelled towards the children and us as well.
Israel now says its ground troops intend to move into Rafah, leaving Palestinians with nowhere else to go. Blinken says any Israeli operation must take civilians into consideration. But without the U.S. applying its military or financial leverage, it's unlikely Israel will begin minding that rhetoric now. Yasmine El-Sabawi, TRT World, Washington.